Radio Pulpit, 657 AM, your daily companion.
The music of Brooke Benton there. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And of course, this is 657 Medium Wave Radio Pulpit. We trust the Father is doing you good, gracing you so much in a mighty way. Like I promised, we'll be talking to Dr. Alta Vrey, the presenter of the Pastor's Spouse 101 short learning program at the AFM TC. And she will represent, quite a lot with regards to this course this early evening. Dr. Vrey, thank you so much. Welcome to the show.
Hello, Pastor Ray. Thank you so much for having me tonight.
I trust you're well, ma'am.
I'm well, thank you.
No, thank you. Thank you so much. I'm well, too. Now, the notion of maybe talking about this course before, can you tell us a little bit about yourself and what inspired you to develop this kind of program?
Well, thank you so much for this opportunity to speak about something that's incredibly close to my heart. So let me introduce myself. I am Alta and I'm an ordained pastor in the AFM. But I'm also married to a pastor.
Wow.
And my husband and I have been serving in full-time ministry for 31 years.
Wow.
So I know the joy of ministry. I know ministry is a very rewarding and fulfilling calling. And there's nothing quite like seeing God transform lives and restore families and heal broken hearts. We have had the privilege of walking alongside people during some of the most beautiful moments in their lives. Oh, I love weddings and celebrating the birth of healthy babies. Ministry is just a beautiful gift from God. But ministry also has another side that very few people see. There are moments of disappointment and unrealistic expectations.
Yeah.
There's criticism, and then there are loneliness. And being a pastor's spouse can be a very lonely road. So as I began developing the content for this course, I knew that this was not just going to be an academic program.
Yeah.
I prayed that this course would be personal and would bring encouragement to those who are longing just for somebody to understand what life in ministry really feels like. I wanted to create a safe space where hearts can heal and where souls can be refreshed, and where pastor spouses can simply pause and reflect. So
Yes.
I hope that answers your question.
It does. Actually, it does. I am happy about its academic side, its spiritual side, and also its personal touch. I'm happy about these three dimensions. They really are making me think wider, And I'm coming to this question. Why do you believe, therefore, that pastors' wives or spouses need a course like this? And someone might say, but I am happy now. Yes, there was loneliness, but I am happy now.
Yes.
What would you say?
Well, the truth is that everybody sees the pastor behind the pulpit, but very few people truly see the person standing beside the pastor.
Yeah.
People hear the sermon on a Sunday, but they don't always see what happens before the sermon or just after the service.
Absolutely.
They don't see the sacrifices that become part of everyday life in ministry. They don't see the interrupted family dinners because somebody suddenly needs help.
Yes.
And they don't see the whispered prayers over children who had already fell asleep by the time that you get home because ministry kept mom and dad away longer than expected. Now, when I think about my ministry, I think this is one of my deepest regrets. The time that ministry took from my children. I raised two incredible boys. The eldest is now 23 and the youngest is 17. But looking back, I still feel guilty of those moments that I've missed, especially when they were little and I had to leave them with grandparents or a babysitter because ministry called. Sorry, I get so emotional when I speak
understand.
about this.
I understand. I got two kids
No.
also, and I understand.
You know, most of us as foster spouses, we are mothers and we love our children dearly. And those early years pass so quickly. And no matter how meaningful the work of ministry is, you can never get that time back with your children. But by God's grace, I'm so grateful that both of my sons love Jesus. But
Yes.
there's this guilty feeling inside. And this is just one example of the quiet, often unseen heartaches that many pastor spouses carry.
Yeah.
While we pour ourselves into the lives of others, we sometimes wonder about the cost to the children in our own homes. Because ministry comes with sacrifices. And we continue to serve faithfully because we love Jesus and we love His people. But that's why I believe this course is so important.
Absolutely.
Because pastor spouses spend their lives encouraging others. But who encourage them? They pour themselves into others' lives. But what happens when their hearts become empty and weary? So in this course, I simply want to say to every pastor spouse, you matter. And sometimes we need to allow God to minister to us so that we can continue ministering to others from a healthy heart instead of always just being exhausted.
Absolutely.
So I hope this course gives pastor spouses that safe space to heal and be recharged.
Absolutely. And tell us about the course itself. What can participants expect?
Okay, so this is a 3-month course and it runs over 12 weeks. And it was designed to strengthen every important area of a pastor spouse's life. We begin where everything should begin, with our relationship with Jesus, because everything in our lives flows from that relationship. And from there, we spend time talking about marriage. Healthy ministry begins with a healthy relationship at home. And then we also discuss raising children in ministry and family life. We talk about friendship, because ministry can sometimes be incredibly lonely, and yet all of us need healthy relationships. But we also need to know how to establish healthy boundaries in friendship.
Yes.
And then we focus on discovering or maybe rediscovering your calling. Because I believe every pastor spouse has a unique calling from God.
Yeah.
We are not simply supporting someone else's calling. We are also called by God.
Absolutely.
And we need to use the gifts that He's given us. And then finally, we spend some time talking about endurance. Because ministry is not a sprint, it's a marathon.
Yeah.
So how do we remain faithful over decades? And how do we care for our own emotional and spiritual well-being?
Yes.
So these are practical questions that many pastor spouses wrestle with every day. And that's what the participants can expect from this course.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for that. And now, this weekend was very special because you celebrated the certificate handover ceremony of your first students. Tell us about that experience.
Well, I think this was truly one of the most emotional weekends of my ministry.
Yeah.
I just wanted to cry the whole time. I cannot even try to put it into words. What I've experienced this weekend was just absolutely overwhelming. So this past weekend was the annual AFM National Sisters Fellowship Conference at the magnificent Moses Mabhida Stadium in Durban.
Yes.
And thousands of women gathered together to worship Jesus. If I'm not mistaken, I think there were more than 15,000 women attending the conference. One of the sisters said they were expecting between 15 and 20,000 women. Now, there's just something incredibly special when so many women come together and lift their voices to worship Jesus. I get goosebumps just talking about it. The atmosphere atmosphere was just filled with God's presence. And as I stood there and I looked around the stadium, I was just reminded that God has always used women in extraordinary ways throughout Scripture.
Yes.
And now, today, He continues to do that work.
Mm.
So yesterday on our Saturday morning session, we celebrated the first 48 women who completed this course.
Wow.
And the participants, they wore academic regalia and they walked across the stage to receive their certificates in a very impressive and formal ceremony.
Sure.
The office bearers of the church presented the certificates, and then Pastor Baron Peterson, he is also the principal of the AFM Theological College.
Yeah.
He gave an inspiring message to these women. So to see these incredible women, they are more than just incredible women to me. They have become my sisters the past few months.
Yes.
So to see these sisters of mine being celebrated in such a special moment, I will treasure it for the rest of my life. It was just overwhelming. It was a wonderful experience.
Wow. Were there some cum laude?
Yes, definitely. A few of them.
Fantastic. Yes. There should be. Wow.
Yes.
Thank you so much for that. Now, what kind of impact has the course already had?
Okay, so at the end of the course, we asked the participants for feedback.
Yes.
And the testimonies that they shared, it just touched my heart. And one of the ladies shared that this course brought healing and restoration to her broken heart. And I'd like to read to you one of the other ones said, I wish I had done this course years ago. If I had known these principles early in ministry, I could have prevented so much unnecessary pain.
Sure.
So when you hear these words, I realize that this is far more than a course or a program. God is using it to restore hearts. And one of the greatest privileges has been watching women rediscover their calling. There's something incredibly healing when somebody understands your journey without needing explanations. And I think that sense of community is one of the greatest gifts that this course offers. So I believe that is the powerful impact this course is already having on participants.
Wow, thank you so much for that. And of course, if you just tuned in, man, we are just having a beautiful conversation here with Dr. Alta Vrey, the presenter of the Pastor's Spouse 101 Short Learning Program at the AFMTC. It's just fantastic to hear what is happening in the course she's running there. Now, where do you see this ministry growing in the years ahead?
Oh, I'm trusting God for something much bigger than just one course. So currently, the program that we run now lays the foundation, and it's the Pastor's Spouse 101 course.
Yes.
But I'm already developing the second course, and Lord willing, that will be launched early next year, and that will be an intermediate course. And thereafter, we want to introduce a third and final advanced course in 2026. So there will be 3 courses. So this one is the foundation, the basic course that's already running. And then next year we will do the intermediate one, and the year after that we will do the advanced one. And each course will build on the previous one. And by that they would take courses on a journey of personal growth and development. And like I said earlier, these courses will last 3 months. They will run over 12 weeks. And we offer them twice a year. So we are starting with the academic semesters of the AFMTC. The first one will start in February each year. and then again in July with the semesters of the AFMTC.
Sure. All right, I hear you quite well. Thank you so much for that. And finally, let me ask you this then, Dr. Vrey. Your academic studies also focused on women in ministry. Tell us about that passion that you have there.
Yes, I completed both my master's and my doctorate studying the gender metaphors of Ephesians.
I see.
And one of the discoveries that fascinated me was that the church is described by using both masculine and feminine imagery. So the church is portrayed in Ephesians 6 as a strong Roman soldier equipped for spiritual warfare. But then in Ephesians 5, the church is also described as the bride of Christ. And both these images reveal something important about God's heart.
Yeah.
The church, I believe, the church needs both strong male voices and strong female voices.
Absolutely.
And God has uniquely gifted women. And I believe He wants to use those gifts, to flourish those gifts in His kingdom. So today, we are seeing more and more women being ordained in ministry. And I'm so happy to see so many women studying theology through the AFMTC, which means that many husbands are now serving as pastor spouses. And that's why this course, it welcomes every pastor spouse, regardless of denomination or age or gender. I would like to invite every pastor spouse to join us, whether you are the husband or the wife. If you are the spouse of a pastor, you are so welcome to join us for this course.
Well, thank you so much, Dr. Vrey. Now, how do people enroll? Who do they come into contact with? How do they go about?
Okay, so our next course starts on Monday, the 27th of July. But registration closes tomorrow. It's the 13th of July on Monday. So they must hurry up if they want to enroll for the next course. And this is an online course.
Yes.
So you can visit the AFMTC website.
All right.
If you go to the website, you scroll to short courses, and you can simply register online. So the website is AFMTC, the TC stands for Theological College, .ac, or academic institution,
yes.
so AC.za. I will just repeat that website. It is AFMTC.ac.za, and they can enroll online to register for this course.
Dr. Alta Vrey, I thank you. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for this opportunity. It's been marvelous. Now, if I can leave pastor spouses with this one thought, I would simply say to them, God sees you. He sees the sacrifices.
Yes.
He sees the tears you wipe away before you walk into church with a smile. And if you wonder if it has all been worth it, may I just remind you today that nothing done for Jesus is ever wasted.
Yeah.
And I know that pastor spouses are often the pastor to the pastor. And that's a very demanding calling. So please, pastor spouses, give yourself permission to be strengthened and invest in your relationship with Jesus. Allow Him to refresh your soul. And it would be my greatest privilege to walk this journey with you and to remind you that you never have to carry this calling alone, because the God who has called you is also the God who will walk faithfully beside you every step of the way.
Wow. Thank you so much, Dr. Alta, for those words. May the Father do you good. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Pastor Ray, for this opportunity to share my heart with you tonight. May God bless you.
You too, and good night.
Good night.
All right, that was Dr. Alta Vrey there. Wow, powerful indeed.
Amogela melaetsa ya thero, tutuetso le kgothatso ya letsatsi lengwe le lengwe mo Facebook pageng ya rona. Nna leloko la Facebook page ya Radio Pulpit gompieno.
As we are going to the end of the show,
where Christ is in the heart of every message.
Do you need prayer? Radio Pulpit, in collaboration with Need Pray, is ready to stand in prayer with you. Contact us today with your prayer request at 012 334 1222 or WhatsApp us on 067 429 7564. You can also visit us on radiopulpit.co.za for your online prayer request. We will faithfully pray with you.
It's good for you as our listener to know about Radio Pulpit's activities. Or do you need advice in an area of your life? Then why don't you log on to www.radiopulpit.co.za. Here you can talk to us, listen to us via live audio streaming, and there is also other reading material for the soul. What are you waiting for? Visit the Radio Pulpit website right now, www.radiopulpit.co.za. Radio Pulpit, your daily companion.
Radio Pulpit 657 AM.